guys, my name's Wes, and here watching Wes Go Seeking. Today I'm reviewing Star Wars The Force Awakens. This is the first review of two reviews I'm going to do for this film because I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't seen it yet. And I'm just going to start by saying, like, this is a movie you have to see. If you have any inkling of you liked one part of one scene of one Star Wars movie or any sci-fi movie, this is a movie that's made for you to come and just adore. Coming out, I am in love with this film. J.J. Abrams delivered everything I didn't even think he could produce for this film, and more. The characters, the old ones I'm not really going to go into because they are everything you want out of them. That's basically what I'm going to give you because that's what you're hoping for, that's what you're going to get. The new characters were the big question mark. At least with the prequels, we had, we knew we were going to get to see Anakin. We already wanted to know more about Darth Vader, so they already had us hooked on that market. Obi-Wan was already a character we all loved. We wanted him to be our mentor, and we had to see him become who he was. We were already hooked. Not these characters. These were all brand new. We had no idea who they were. We had rumors and stuff, but that's not confirmed. That's not anything, really. It's not tangible. Starting with Rey. She is fantastic. I am super excited just about to see not only where the Daisy Ridley goes, because I thought she was fantastic at acting in the film, but the character had everything I wanted and more. We keep saying this because it did. This entire movie delivered everything I wanted and more. Finn, I didn't even know what to expect at all with this character. I kind of was like, okay, he's a former stormtrooper, and he's, running away from something, and I got nothing that I expected out of this character. He's funnier than I thought he would be. I really enjoyed his character. I liked the actor. John Boyega was good in it. Poe Dameron was freaking awesome. Throughout the entire series, we're told, Anakin's this great, pilot, and yeah, he had one moment in freaking The Phantom Menace, and it's like, okay, yeah, cool, he's a great pilot, in theory. Luke, yeah, he destroyed the Death Star, but that's one time you see him, and honestly, he was basically really looking on the Force for that one. Poe Dameron, none of that. This guy's a fucking fantastic pilot. He is everything that a pilot should ever want to be, because in the combat sequences that you see him actually flying, hands down, the single greatest pilot in the history of the Star Wars universe. As far as I've seen and am concerned, it was awesome just watching him fly and do what he was doing. I thought my favorite character of the new franchise, though, is definitely Kylo Ren. He's got great backstory. Adam Driver pulled off this role. While watching him in a certain scene in this film, I basically had the feeling of, this is what we could have had from Anakin. There's a scene he's having a conversation, and the emotion is just bleeding out of him. He's giving everything he can potentially have in his acting future. I mean, if he had a larger role and really could showcase that more in this film, I would have given him Best Picture. That one scene is my favorite scene by an actor of the year. Hands down. It almost soured the prequels even more for me just because that role was that scene was just so powerful and he delivered it so well. So I definitely want to know more about him. He's the character that leaving this. I want to know more about almost all these new characters, which is what you hope for in basically a franchise kickstarting it. And that's great, but him especially. I just want a movie about him. Give me a novel about him. Give me a comic. I don't read the books. I will read every novel, every comic book, watch stick figure animation, TV series, if it's canon about Kylo Ren. I don't care. I want to know more about him. The overall presence is Star Wars from front to back. The movie goes from a fun sci-fi adventure pace, which kind of is what the original had at the start, and it builds as the film goes on. Till the last quarter, the final act of this film is such a crazy pace of everything I wanted to see from a Star Wars film that I didn't know what to do, really. I literally was on the edge of my seat, leaning forward. My entire eyes were glossed over watching this film, from just tearing up from everything that was happening. Felt like I was going into shock because I got tingles all over my body, goosebumps the entire film for the most part. This was not me going to a movie. This was a emotional experience for me growing up as a Star Wars fan. I'm going to give right now, at this moment, this movie a 9 out of 10. On top of that, I'm going to say this is the closest movie I can say to a 10 that's ever been made in the last 30 years. The only movies that I can honestly say are of this caliber are the original Star Wars trilogy, and I'm going to say it's better. I think it's better than The New Hope. I think it's of that caliber of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. The only two films I can say that I really watched recently that I think are like, better made is the first two Godfathers. And those are movies I think are near perfect. The only thing that I don't like about this movie, and this is actually a really big stickler, it's the only reason I think it didn't get a 10. I don't know enough about the taxation laws. What's going on with the First Order? Does the Resistance still have to pay taxes to them? I think they really should have followed that up. If there's one thing we learned in the prequels, the fans want the taxation rules clearly given to them in the crawl. That should just be said. Alright. That being said, though, it's just my opinion and how I want to yours. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Why not click the like button right over here. Click subscribe right over here. If you want to share me on social media, it helps me out a lot. There's a link to a video right there. May the Force be with you. Have a great night. Bye.